wait till later to watch that. But oh yeah, this is a different episode or a different part. I'll talk about lazy what if. Oh yeah, I turned it off. I forgot. But Deku won the whole sports festival. Now he's in the internship, but would he get the internship? I'm not completely sure. Where would he go? He would probably go with, or get an invitation by, who's that dude's name? Best Genius, because Best Genius probably thinks that he's like a bad villain and like he's a hero for fame and all that, wants to put him on the right path, like he wants to do with Bakugo. But what this does is that he pretty much just goes wait, what am I doing? I don't know why I'm doing this, but he would go there because everybody didn't want to get on the team because he seems villainous and they don't want to ruin their fame. Like, we're so fabulous and we don't want to ruin us if you joined. But yeah, but whenever he gets there, Best Genius thinks he's act totally different like he did in that one match. When asked that, Deku explained that my court gives me a split personality, and the other one likes to refer himself as a demon, because my court does give me demonic features and powers, kind of, he says. But it's mostly used as a canceling quirk. And he asked about the strength. He says that my quirk can enhance my strength, but only 20 times. So this saying, if a kid had 20 times its strength, it would probably be like more like a not a bodybuilder, but somebody that works out quite a bit, adult. But saying if I have superhuman levels of strength times 20, it gets ridiculously stronger than it normally would if it was a regular old person. And also saying the more muscle power I have, the more my quirk I can use, and the easier it is to hold back Zeldris. I'll just call him Zeldris. He would ask who's Zeldris. He would say that's the demon. I gave him the name Zeldris because I couldn't just call him demon randomly every time. So yeah. But this is whenever he would go around and he would go around the city and he would talk about Ida. And he would talk about how he thinks he's going after Stain because of his brother getting like murked on the street but kept barely alive on 1 HP and stuff like that. They would hear Ida after an attack would happen with Nomu's appearing. Deku already handled Nomu, so what he does is that he goes around and tells all the heroes to step back from him, and they'd be like, why? He'd say, Black Zone. He would say, Black Zone. And he would tell them after this is activated, come in. And they would, and what this does is give him, cancels all the Nomu's quirks around him, and doesn't cancel out heroes. And he would run through canceling their quirks for 5 minutes, which gives them time to kill them. They would thank him, he would be running off, and he would keep Ida dashing off even faster, and getting there in an instant. And he would see Ida about to get stabbed, and he would run up on Stain, swing his sword, and break it because how thick his sword is. That's when Stain would be like, it's not even a sword, it looks like a hunk of metal. But he would start fighting Stain, and Stain would be like, you should hate the heroes, given his philosophy. Deku will say that it's whatever if they're still getting good, even though they're not doing it for the right reason. Saying that, look at me, I harm villains, I kill them. I don't kill them, but I harm them such a degree that they can't stand back up. Do you think that's heroically? And he would say yes. But Deku would be like, no, a hero is supposed to spy on people. I don't know where I'm going with this, but they're just arguing, battling. Deku will say enough, because I'm a hero. I must protect them, protect the ones that can't protect themselves. Swinging his sword, activating his form, using Divine Slash, cutting through his sword, hitting him in the chest. More like breaking through his sword, not cutting it, but hitting him in the chest, knocking him out against the wall. Grab Ida, and so he'll wrap up Stain, of course, and put him on the side of the street pole for a hero to find him, and he would dash off really quickly. And, Best Genius will get the credit because he found him on the street. But he would get to the whole area where he could get treated for his stab wounds, and nobody knows that they encountered Stain, and Deku thinks that's the best, and so does Ida. But yeah, so when they get told about the whole camping, but before that they would be going through tests. It's all the same, but the versus battle. But Deku would get first on the race, but it's the versus battle. Teachers, All Might versus, wait, they can't put All Might versus Deku. So, they would make Deku versus Aizawa. A Cancel Corks versus Cancel Cork, which will lead it down to physical battles. Is what they're thinking, the people that signed this up, but Deku's way stronger than Aizawa. So yeah. So it's gonna start out with 11 charging. Aizawa would look Deku in the eye. Deku would have, and he knows, because his quirk is kind of like magic. Not like magic, but like anti-magic, where it can cancel, but it can't be canceled by any magic spell that's supposed to cancel other magic. But I don't know how to explain this, but they will kind of just cancel each other out. But Deku could probably cancel his quirk by just covering himself in his quirk, like a thin layer in front of his face where his eyes are. But this will end up being but Deku will kind of just go with it. He'll end up with also Momo's lair, so Deku would have told Momo to give him a pipe, and she'd be like, "Why a pipe?" He'd say, "I'm used to using it back in the day." She would make him a pipe. He would grab it, and his eyes would be like, "Wait, you got a pipe?" He would use his scarf around to block his pipes, but Deku would eventually overpower him and slam him into the ground and hit him in the pipe in the chest and knock him out. And he would just put the pipe down somewhere else and say, "We're done here." Bakugo and Kirishima versus All Might, and All Might. Kirishima can probably tank All Might shots a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm also thinking of giving Deku, that quirk that dude had, that Kirishimo's versus, that hurt him a lot, like that rotating fist move. But I was like, I'm not sure. I was thinking of what I could do with that. I was thinking if I can rotate other parts of his body, like spinning him around and rotating his kicks to increase the speed and how many times he can kick somebody, and strength, but I have no clue. Bakio would win with Kurashima, because Kurashima would kind of be like the tank, and Bakio would be the ammo. And All Might's like a pistol. Not pistol, more like a piercing sniper, so it does do damage to the tank. But yeah, so this is whenever they would pass and they would be on the bus. They would be on the bus and they would be driving. They would get to this area and they all get off with the pussycats showing up, with one of them slamming their hands in the ground, moving it. Deku, of course, jumped down before that. And they would be told to get through the forest. This is whenever Deku would say, okay then, he would say, dark zone, tunnel. And what people see is this dark zone appear, shaping into like a cylinder shape and going frontwards. And this one would say, let's go, kids. And they would just be walking. Or they would kind of go running. More like a stamina chest by now. And what's going to happen is that the earth monsters will hit the dome. And it would kind of make them pop or turn to earth again. And stuff like that. So they would just run through. Given they're quicker than, I say, just whenever the pussycats get there. And they'll be like, how did you get here? Deku would explain that I just canceled out your quirk whenever it tried to attack us. And saying that you shouldn't put somebody with an anti-quirk on their team, and it would be too easy. And they'd be like, but you're not supposed to help people. But he would explain, what if we were in a battle where somebody could manipulate the, like a building around you, and I had this ability, and it'll make it way easier for us to get through. Would you use it? They'd say yes. And saying that this is supposed to be hero training, so we must treat everything like the battlefield. Trying to put logic into it, but he just kind of just did it just because he can. They would get their whole training, and Deku would get combat training, sort of, even though he can billy whop them. But I say most of the time, he just hangs out and kind of does stuff. I'll say he talks to Koda and asks him why he doesn't like heroes. I'll say he gets the whole backstory earlier. Koda keeps on trying to punch him, but Deku kind of just dodges and stuff. And saying that with that low physical strength, that you can't hit me. And he would squirt water at him. But Deku would say, no, I have a canceling quirk, so that doesn't work on me. Just kind of talking to Koda throughout the whole thing. And this is whenever I'll leave it off. Whenever they're going out, and this is when the villain attack happens. Goodbye. If you watch this far, just to tell you, if you don't hit the like button, you have to be drafted. Because the 50%, and if you don't hit the like button, you're not old enough to get drafted. Guess what? I'll make you old enough for you're too old. Then I'll still make you get drafted. Do those push-ups, Grandpa. Oh my god, that sounds so rude though. But yeah, hope you like this what if.